Thanks, everybody. Yeah, sorry we were late, little slippery roads, but we made it here safe, so that's the important part. You guys are actually getting the first public view of this product. It's been in development for way too long now, and so I figured this would be a good opportunity to just get out there and try a fresh pitch, get a fresh audience. So this is the first look at Zigtag, and I'll tell you what Zigtag is. It's basically an application that allows you to do three things much better with the internet. It allows you to search, save, and share information much better than you ever have before. So let's just talk about the save side of things first of all. We've all got a bookmarks folder on our web browser that started at a dozen items, and then it just quickly got messy. We started creating folders, and then a lot of us probably gave up on saving stuff. We just said, you know what, we'll just search on Google and find it again later. So that's great if you found it on Google, because it's going to be on the first page of the results. But if you didn't, it's probably on page 400 somewhere on Google, and you'll spend 20 minutes, an hour trying to dig that resource out. So what we've done is we've created a platform that rather than saving it in folders, we allow you to tag things. So you apply tags that are part of your mental model to these items very quickly and easily with this browser companion that sits on the side of your browser. So as you can see, we're on the apple.com page, and we've got 3 tags on the side: Apple, iPod, and iTunes. So if I ever wanted to find this page again, obviously this one's fairly easy. But if we're deeper on the internet on some obscure page, I use my mental model to tag that page. And so if I'm on a page about, the Calgary Flames beating Columbus Blue Jackets last night or something. Hey, I can't go there. We'll give you the Columbus Blue Jackets, and because we beat them yesterday, so you guys should be able to beat them. So if we can beat them, anyone can beat them. So that's a page that you would be very difficult to find on Google. So if you tagged it with Calgary Flames, Columbus Blue Jackets, later when you wanted to retrieve that, all you had to do was remember one of those words, and we'll bring it back to you very quickly. So the interface is very easy. The sidebar allows you to tag this with leopard. Now, how many of you are familiar with the concept of tagging, first of all? How many of you are Delicious users? Okay, pretty close to the same amount. So Delicious is a tagging service that allows you to tag pages. And it's really meant for, pardon everyone that put their hand up, but a little bit more of the geeky market. It's not a mass market product. They're using, so if you wanted to tag something Calgary Flames, you couldn't actually use a space in the middle. You'd have to go Calgary-Flames or Calgary_Flames. We actually let you use real words and let you tag things properly. So when I'm trying to tag something leopard, you'll notice that not only do we understand the word leopard, we understand some of its meanings. So I can, above the line, I've already tagged something leopard in the past. So I can quickly just select that one, and now this is tagged leopard. So if you think of leopard, leopard is the name of the latest operating system. There's also another leopard, the animal. And so with our system, because you can select which one, those two resources would appear in 2 different buckets. They would appear in 2 different places, whereas a common tagging system that can't differentiate those, it's going to go into a single bucket. So another example is if we picked CFL. If I told you CFL, what would you think I was tagging? Canadian Football League on this side, and this side, compact fluorescent light. So those 2 things would go into different buckets with our system instead of the same bucket. So we give you a great way to save stuff. And then the next step is you can explore tags, and this allows you, this basically builds your own personal search engine of everything you've ever saved. And so at the top is a list of all the tags you've used, and so we can click into a tag here, so we can click into Firefox, for example. Now this gives me all the resources that Scott happens to have tagged Firefox, so we're down to 42 resources. And now this tag cloud at the top is the remaining result set in what you're looking for. So he's tagged some stuff with GUI, so he's actually got 1 resource tagged Firefox and GUI. So because it's his mental model that was tagging that page, his mental model is also the one retrieving it. So it's very natural for how you save it is how you're going to retrieve it. So it basically gives your own personal search engine using words from your brain. At the same time, you'll notice we've got I've tagged, my friends have tagged. So we allow you to build a sort of a network of your friends, and allows you to search amongst the stuff that they've chosen to make public. You can also create specific groups. So work groups are actually becoming something quite popular. So organizations are creating their own group where they're saving bookmarks into a group where they can all search just their resources because they're all following a similar place. So what it does is it allows an organization to quickly build a vertical search engine of their own. And finally, anyone has tags. So it gives you the sort of the full gambit there. Next is the share. So we've talked about the save, the search, and the share. So the share allows you to quickly share a page. So currently when you share a page, you've got to copy the URL, you open your email app, you type in someone's email address, you paste the address, you go back to the resource, you copy a little paragraph of text, you go back to the email and you paste it in. We've eliminated all that by just simply clicking share. We type Reg, and I'm going to share it to me, and I can put my comments in. Hey Reg, talking to myself, but this is Scott's account, so it's not that weird. And we also have a function that allows you to add clippings. So we click add clippings, our interface slides off to the side, we can then click on an image, it's clipped, and now that's embedded into the email automatically. And so it'll actually clip video, text, everything. It'll actually embed the video right inside your email client. You can actually play it right in your email. And so now we hit send, and it's gone. So very quickly, doesn't interrupt your browsing experience. The sidebar is always available to you and allows you to quickly save things. So that's really our platform. It's a platform that allows you to quickly save, search, and share information, making your browsing experience easier. It's a completely free application, currently for Firefox only. We've got an IE version very close in development, so the IE users will be able to use that.
I use Firefox.
He's a Firefox user, my friend David. And so it's a free download, free install, free application. Right now we're in private beta, so anyone that wants an account, just go on there. And we ask sort of how you've heard about it. Just put DemoCamp, and I'll put you guys at the top of the list to get you guys an account to give it a try. We're actively looking for feedback and trying to make sure that we can get this down to a real mass market appeal.
Good question.
How are you going to make money out of it?
It's a great question. So, and that's of course the obvious question. There's a number of ways we're looking at making money. There's some low-hanging fruit like advertising. There's a whole corporate like a .com website side to this where you can view all the content without the browser plugin. And putting advertising against that's really easy. That's not where I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the data. And so the semantics of the data is what our company is really all about. So when we specified leopard there, and the difference between leopard, the operating system, and leopard, the animal, if you look at the words that surround those two words, they're completely different. So around leopard, the operating system, you're going to have Apple and iTunes and etc. And around leopard, the animal, you're going to have tree and jungle and what have you. So those clouds of words will appear as more users use this. And we'll be able to use that data to then later use that to differentiate between leopard and leopard and do keyword to concept analysis and allow us to use that data for a whole number of things, including better ad engines, better search engines. There's an array of ways to use that data. So those are some of the things we're thinking about.
I'm not sure if you did this, but did you look at, there is a couple of projects by the DoD where they fund, they call them, not a video analytic, they call them analytic visualization, where they do exactly what you are doing. They build a multi-dimensional space for words. They took the taxonomy and they try to build them, and they have a visualization mechanism to show you exactly what you are doing. But none of them are in the Explorer phase. All of them are on documents. So you go to ESSO, you have this on document in ESSO, and then you can extract any kind of reports. So this might be just a comment, like just something where you should like.
So a bunch of those tools work really well in compiling vocabularies.
Yeah.
Most of the ones around, so a business application, there's a company of Boston called Endeca, which is sort of commercialized a whole bunch of this. But the constraint is the controlled vocabulary. So most corporations only use a very narrow, or unless you're Microsoft and you're just talking acronyms. And medicine is the other example, and I think that...
So, yeah, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do sort of a global concept index. We have over 2 million concepts in our system right now. with about 10 million keywords that point to them. So if you typed in Apple, meaning the computer company, you could type in AAPL, you could type in Apple Inc., you could type in Apple Computer Inc., and they're all going to point to the same thing. So we've got a tremendous data source that we've built up with 2 million concepts that's going to grow over time with our users to 10 million concepts to cover anything that our users are interested in. And the whole cool part of the taxonomy is the data source we use is all user-generated content. We didn't create a formula to, mine a dictionary. We've actually got a user-generated content system that took these 2 million concepts that derive this data. So it's a beautiful data set. One second, one behind you.
So it seems like you're almost kind of doing a bit of human computation here, where you're using the user to build, to kind of solve problems the computer could otherwise solve. Have you thought of any interesting, non-obvious ways in which you could use this database, such as using it to program AI, computer mapping?
Absolutely. I look at our company, it could be an advertising company that's just easy, because we could do that. I think our data, we've done some keywords of concept analysis, so if you type a string of data in, I can tell you that you actually mean Apple the computer as opposed to Apple the fruit, just based on a sentence. And with the little bit of data we have right now, it's spectacular. It'll only get better. Guaranteed that's where our company are. It's all about the data. And so by giving this application to you for free and giving you a lot of value in browsing the web, we get to use a piece of your mental model in aggregate to do magical things.
Yeah, so how well does it play with other things like delicious, etc.? Because I know one of the big drawbacks to plugins and anything like this is that I don't want to start again with all my bookmarks hanging. So can I import from?
Absolutely. Import and export export to Delicious. So you can bring it in, use our system, fall in love with it. If you don't, export it back out, put it back into Delicious. We don't care. We're actually looking at doing a synchronize, so you can keep using Zigtag, and we'll keep your Delicious account still synchronized, so that if you ever did want to go back to it, you just don't have to do anything. We'll just have to make your tags really ugly with no spaces, and really, we'll have to ugly it up a little bit, but we'll do it for you. So, absolutely. Right?
The concept of social networking now is huge. Most of the big technologies that you see, Facebooks, YouTubes. Have you thought about, from a marketing perspective, how you can play into those social networks to promote this product?
Absolutely. So here's our news feed. So thank you. Perfect transition. Things I didn't get a chance to demo. So this is a news feed that shows all the things your friends have bookmarked in a chronological order. So obviously Scott doesn't have too many friends, just me, but that's all right. So we've got the 2 pages I tagged today, 16 yesterday, 1 the day before. So this news feed is going to be, quite Facebook-like. We've also got some Facebook modules that we're looking at building, so you can put all your bookmarks on Facebook, tie into it that way. There's a real social network around the stuff you're really interested in, the stuff you're bookmarking, and so there's definitely value in that for sure. Absolutely. Go ahead.
So do you sometimes simulate viewing where you take results and then if everybody else is tagged in a certain way, you try to tag it yes to it?
Boy, you guys are covering off all the things that I just blurred over in my demo. Thank you. So in the suggested tags area here, we're suggesting tags that you might like to tag this page with, and you can quickly tag them. And those are done by refers, by your search terms that you used on Google to get to that page, by what your friends have tagged it, and by what the world has tagged it. So absolutely, we're doing that.
How do you prevent corruption? Because it's a form. I can automate my tags on anything.
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing is right now we're going with an invite-only model, so we can understand where users are coming into the system. So once we spot someone that's maliciously tagging, we can identify them, and then we're going to just let them train the system.
Does that scale?
Sure.
Seriously. So you've got, if customers are your primary data point,
Yep.
and so your 2 choices are either customer acquisition cost,
Yep.
which on an invite is fairly high, or now you're talking about data corruption. Does tagging actually work on large-scale data sets?
Absolutely. There's also a master tagging. So if one user has tagged something maliciously, and the rest of them have tagged it another way, that data floats off the bottom. Now, if multiple malicious users do that, all we have to do is identify those malicious users and follow their pattern and mark them. We've actually built a system on the back end that allows you to think you're tagging it just fine, and we're going to zero out your results because we know you're a spammer. But don't tell the spammers that.
All right.
Go ahead.
Do you have a, I guess, an exit strategy for this? Do you plan on building a company or selling it to Google?
Can you ask that question at DemoCamp?
There's only 3 exit strategies,
Yeah.
right? Go public, sell it, or fail. Or
You don't want
continue
to
to be profitable.
Or license the data. Our data, I believe, is going to be our biggest asset. So license it, sell it, go public. Absolutely. There's any number of solutions. But right now we're just focused on building a great technology that's easy for users and acquiring a mass of users that fall in love with the app and feed us lots of data.
Did you look at any privacy impact of this kind of process?
One more thing that I'm going to talk about pretty soon anyway. So another unique thing we've done is every tag you can make public, private, or anonymous. So public, anyone can see that you tagged that. Anonymous, anyone can see that but not know it was you that did it. And private, no one can see it. So you can do that on a tag level or a bookmark level, so it gives you a great deal of privacy on an individual tag and resource level. So we really thought about the privacy there to really handle that. Okay.
Thank you.